Welcome back to SpadeCardMagic. Today I'm going to teach you how to do a cool dribble control. So before I begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's get started. Alright, so here's what it looks like. So the spectator is going to call it stop when I dribble down the deck. So let's say they call it stop right here. So just look at that card. And now, right now I just make sure the spectator would memorize it, and I can just re-dribble everything on top. But matter of fact, their card is already on the top, and I have no duplicate card. Alright, so this move is not too difficult. It's just combining a few different techniques together. So let's just start with the first one, and that is the dribble. So how to do that is you want to just hold the deck like so, with your 3 fingers down here on the top of the deck, your index in the middle, like on the middle of the side, like so, and then your thumb in the back. So it's just like this. And you're not squeezing it, you're just lightly gripping it. Especially with these, your index is just applying a little pressure. So what you want to do is just ripple your thumb up the deck like so. And that's it. And then here, your index finger, instead of gripping it, you're just stabilizing it. See? You're just slightly pushing down, making sure it falls in one smooth motion. Alright, now time for the next part. So this move is called clipshift. And it can be fairly difficult for some people to learn. But let's just get into it. So how you want to grip the deck, kind of like the dribble, except you want to have your index finger curled in. So this is the only change from the dribble to the clip shift. And let's just work on it so after you dribble, so the deck is a little smaller. So what you want to do is tuck in your index, and then you literally just want to grip it with your middle and your thumb, because these 2 fingers are going to be doing most of the work. So after that, what you do is after you do the dribble, you want to pull that card to the side. And this might require quite a bit of practice. So what you're literally doing is just pulling that card down. And that's the first step. So after you're able to pull that card down, what you do from this angle, hopefully that's a good angle, you want to pull these 2 fingers back so they're behind the cards. So you want to pull it back. So let's just look at it from this angle, because that's the best angle. So you want to pull that card, and then these 2 fingers you want to pull it back so it's behind the line of the deck. So as you can see, you have these 2 fingers, and then this is where the line of the deck is. You want to pull it behind it. So from the top view, this is what you're seeing. Not much, but let's just do it from this view so far. So after you can pull it this far, it's going to take a lot of practice, because you might have a lot of sore feelings in your hand, and that's normal. So after you pull it back here, what you can do is just continue pulling it further, and then so it clears the deck, but not entirely, so it clears above your index finger. So this position is good. So let's just recap what we've gone over so far. So we hold the deck in this position, grip it especially with these 2 fingers. We hold it like this, we pull down the bottom card like so. We make sure these 2 fingers clear that deck, and then we make sure that this card clears the top of the deck. And then we do not want to make sure it goes above into our palm. We do not want to do that. We just want to do it so it's in line with our index finger. So after we do it, it's in line with our index finger, just like that. And then our next step is to curl in our hand. So from here, we just want to try and scrunch in our hand. So you want to try and do that the best you can. So after here, after it's right next to your index finger, I'm scrunching in my hand right now, and that essentially puts it below my index finger knuckle. And that's where I want to have it to move it on the top of the deck. So let's just go over that all again, because it might be kind of confusing. So what you're doing is you're pulling the bottom card, and then you make sure your fingers clear the bottom. And then from this angle, what you're doing is you're making sure the top clears the deck, making sure it's still in line with your index finger. And then you scrunch your hand together so you can have the card clipped below your index finger, And keep in mind your index finger is still curled at this point. And then essentially what you want to do from this angle, you literally just want to move your index finger up. So you're doing this motion with your index finger, just moving it up. And all that does is moves the card back up. And it'll look better from this angle, but as you can see, we have the 5 of diamonds, and now it changes to the 3 of hearts. So you're just moving your index finger up to the corner to square it up. And now you can use your other fingers as well, but it's mainly just your index finger. And one more thing, if you saw earlier how I said you want to keep the card next to your index finger after you bring it up, that's because if you keep pulling the card up after you pull it from the bottom, if you keep pulling it up like so, so it's right in your palm, there's no way to recover, because if I scrunch my hand like I'm supposed to, I can't clip it because it's stuck in my palm. There's no way for me to put it back down. So a good way to fix that is by just pulling and making sure you don't over pull it. Make sure it's still touching the first digit on your index finger. So right here. And then a good way to practice is just with half of the deck, or a good part of the deck. Because once you practice enough, you'll be able to use the whole deck, just like so, for pretty cool effects. And now putting it all together, so we have the dribble, and then we show the spectator the card, and then now we get ready for the clip shift. So here we push our fingers down, we pull the card back, and now we can just square it up. And then here we can just dribble the rest on top, and the card's right there. And make sure a good angle to do this, if I'm facing the spectator, is not like this, with your hands slightly twisted. So from like this. So I can do it, and it's like that. So it's going to be hidden from the spectator's view.